opinion. Earlier, we spoke to Madhu Kela, the market veteran, and we asked him first his thoughts on the pharma space where we're seeing the big rally.
Certainly more than short covering in my perspective because you see the kind of wealth distraction which has happened in this sector. You know, in 2008 we were at 1 lakh crore, then we went to 10 lakh crores, and that 10 lakh crores became half. And to best of my understanding, you know, none of these companies have ever declared a loss, including companies like Wockhardt, which has passed through difficult circumstances. They're still investing so heavily, 13-14% of their sales into R&D. So a lot of these companies have been spending a lot of money in the R&D. So what happened in the pharma sector was a combination of two factors. One, you had a huge FDA issues across all companies, large cap and as well as in mid caps. And also there was a lot of, you know, froth which was there in terms of valuation. I think both of them are correcting now.
What about something like Divi's Labs? I mean, it went through a really rough patch and then it sort of recovered so much in the last 6-8 months. Do you see any kind of potential there?
Yeah, I think that company has demonstrated clearly, you know, a lot of people in the market were a little skeptical, their data integrity is that I have always maintained, and we've been a very long investor there. I personally have investments, so I must clarify that. So I think they have demonstrated this, at least this is the first time maybe in the world that some company got a US FDA problem, and that to a warning letter and an inspection, and they got it cleared in 7-8 months. So I think that speaks volume about their capability and what the management is all about. So I think they are in a really good phase right now, and you see, I hope they make additional capex because they've always been very careful on committing capex.
What's the sense you're getting this year? Because once again, you know, we are discussing what happens to next election, politics as a factor. This year, we have been the worst performing emerging market. Mid caps are seeing quite a bit of pain after a good 2017. Your thoughts?
So if we break the market, Anuj, broadly in two categories. So let's talk first about the index. You know, I find it very, very hard to envisage the index falling like more than 10%. And I have done all kinds of permutation, combination, what will lead to fall, how much, what kind of earnings will, because there is significant weightage in the index of stalwarts like HDFC Bank, Kotak Mahindra Bank. You have IT companies which have a huge weightage on the index. And you have a lot of these FMCG companies which are more secular in terms of, so for me to envisage that an index can fall a lot, that doesn't look like a big probability. Now you will really need some big jolt from the world or from India, something which is completely unexpected for the index to fall big time. And that is what has got demonstrated, that, you know, we get a jerk, but it doesn't sustain at a lower level because these defensives and the good companies have a lot of weightage on Nifty. You know, so. And the mid cap, you know, let's just come to, obviously, you know, all of us were feeling that there is, there is a euphoria in the mid cap side, specifically micro companies. You know, I was being told there are some 200 portfolio managers between Churchgate and Borivali now. So, so everyone had got money and everyone was investing that, you know, and obviously a lot of people who are first timers who have not seen market cycles. Yeah. So what we saw in the last 2-3 weeks, you know, a complete massacre. And we track some of these companies closely. So I was just seeing a list of companies which have lost like more than 40%. There were some 150, 200 names of market cap erosion of between 40 to 80%. So some of it has got corrected. You know, but what I'm saying in the mid cap side, specifically when the large companies are available at attractive valuation, you have to be really sure about two things. A, about the quality of management, and B, about the earning predictability. Because market is completely unforgiving on these two counts.
I wish I could just simply ask you, what's the next Bajaj Finance? But on NBFCs, because it's a wide universe, housing finance, consumer finance, even some of the rural and SME finance plays. We were just talking to M&M Financial Services yesterday. The companies sound very bullish, but which spectrum, what kind of businesses are you most optimistic on?
That's why again I'm saying it's a portfolio approach. So you buy maybe one or two public sector banks, you buy 1 or 2 private sector banks, and maybe you buy 1 or 2 NBFC names, because you can't have all your portfolio. But I'm saying on the back of this IBC resolution, and personally, I'm very, very bullish on our new finance minister. I'm a big fan of his. And, you know, he's already shown in the last 2 weeks that, you know, he's already called meetings, he's already in the path of resolution. And the kind of work which he did in the power ministry, the kind of work which he did when he was a coal minister, and again when he came to railway, I think I am very sure that government is also taking a note of these problems, and you will see a significant resolution even coming from the government side.